prevailing view among Americans is that U.S. influence in the world is weakening, and China's is growing.
Nearly 70% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the chairman of the Republican National Committee, Michael Whatley of North Carolina.
Good evening. As we prepare to open our final session for the 2024 Republican National Committee, I feel compelled to note this has been a pretty awesome convention. We've heard from governors, senators, members of Congress, candidates, and leaders from across our great party. We've heard from real Americans who've shared their stories of loss and heartbreak, of their bravery and their vision for a better America. We've heard from the Trump family, Donald Trump Jr., Laura and Tiffany. You have all been incredible. Almost as good as the president's granddaughter, Kai. And we've heard from the next Vice President of the United States, Senator J.D. Vance. I also feel compelled to note once again that it is a miracle that we are here tonight. The fact that Donald Trump survived an assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania just days ago and is here tonight to accept his nomination is proof that we are all protected by the hand of a mighty God. We have a lot of work to do in this election cycle. Tomorrow, we will all go back to our respective states, roll up our sleeves, and get to work to win this election. But first, we have some business to attend here tonight. Are you ready? Are you ready to hear from the man who has the vision and strength to make America wealthy again? To make America safe again? To make America strong again? And to make America great again? Are you ready to hear from the next President of the United States? Then let's get this show on the road. I hereby open the final session of the 2024 Republican National Committee.
Offering today's invocation, please welcome B.J. James McLaughlin from Des Moines, Iowa, Delegate at Large for Iowa.
Good evening. If you bungle raising your children, nothing much matters. Jackie Kennedy's words speak louder today than when she said them over 60 years ago. And this is why we gather on this historic occasion, isn't it? We as parents and grandparents would move heaven and earth to protect our children and the opportunities that a strong, free America offers them. Raising our children is the single most important job we have, which is why we dedicate endless hours organizing, volunteering, and advocating on behalf of President Trump. We owe it to our children to give them the kind of America we all remember growing up in, the proud, patriotic, and safe America that President Trump wants for all of us. Thank you. At home, every night, when we finish our prayers with the prayer to St. Michael. We pray for all the children, our grassroots warriors, our country, and President Trump and his family. Tonight, I would like to add my boys, JJ, Jack, and George, and God bless you, Kevin. And President Trump, St. Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of the heavenly host, by the power of God, cast into hell Satan and all the evil spirits who prowl about the world seeking the ruins of souls. Amen, and God bless President Trump.
Please rise for the presentation of colors. The colors are presented by Veterans for the Flag Honor Guard. Let's give them a warm welcome.
Pride, 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 all left, pride, 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 all left, pride, pride. Color guard. Mark time, mark. Detail, halt. Left, peace.
Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and the National Anthem.
Halt.
Please welcome Gabe Guidarini to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thank you. And may God bless our great nation.
Now to perform the national anthem, please welcome award-winning international singer, Mary Milben. Please remain standing while the colors are retired.
Color right, peace. Forward, hold. Hold left, hold left, hold left, right. Left, right. All left, hold left, hold left, right, left. Left, right. Left, right. All left, hold left, hold left, right, left.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chairman of the National Republican Senatorial Committee, United States Senator Steve Daines of Montana.
Wow, how about that national anthem sung by Mary Milben? I'm U.S. Senator Steve Daines, and I represent the great state of Montana, right over there. You know, when I was a kid growing up in Montana, my grandma taught me an important lesson, and that is to have a thankful heart, to count your blessings. So this morning, as I was headed down to breakfast, I thanked God for my sweet wife, Cindy, of 37 years. I thanked God for our 4 children and their spouses. I thanked God for our 6 grandchildren. And then I thank God that in 6 months, Joe Biden will no longer be president of the United States. Now think about this moment we're in here this evening. It was just 5 days ago. We were a quarter-inch away from having a memorial service instead of a nominating convention. And we thank God here tonight for protecting President Trump. But we have important work to do, because going forward, we must fight, fight, fight. And I will tell you, as chairman of the National Republican Senatorial Committee, I'm working with President Trump to win the Senate majority and to fire Chuck Schumer. Back in early 2023, President Trump and I met at Mar-a-Lago. We agreed our highest priority is electing an America First Senate majority that has his back. Senators that will stand with President Trump. And tonight, I want to speak directly to the voters of West Virginia, of Montana, of Ohio, of Pennsylvania, of Nevada, of Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, Virginia, and New Mexico. And here's why. Because your Democrat senators are lying to you. Look, they talk like moderates, but they vote like radicals. You know, they say they're with you, but they vote with Joe Biden. Never forget, these liberal senators voted to impeach President Trump twice. And I will tell you, an America First majority will stand with President Trump. These liberal senators allowed millions of illegal immigrants into our country. An America First majority will secure the border, and we're going to build the wall. These liberal senators shut down the Keystone Pipeline. An America First majority, we're going to drill, baby, drill. These liberal senators want to take away your Second Amendment rights. Those are fighting words back in Montana. An America First majority will protect your precious right to keep and bear arms. These liberal senators covered for Biden after 13 American service members were killed during his botched Afghanistan withdrawal. An America First majority, by the way, I'm the son of a U.S. Marine, an America First majority is going to stand with our military. These liberal senators stood with anti-Semitic mobs. An America First majority is going to stand with Israel. And look, these liberal senators want boys in girls' sports. I'm the father of 2 daughters. They want men in your daughter's and my daughter's locker room. And you know, they can't even define what a woman is. But let me tell you something. Back in Montana, we know the difference between a bull and a cow. We must replace these liberal senators with great Republican leaders like Jim Justice and Baby Dog in West Virginia, like Tim Sheehy in Montana, like Bernie Moreno in Ohio, like Dave McCormick in Pennsylvania, like Sam Brown in Nevada, Mike Rogers in Michigan, Eric Hovde right here in Wisconsin, Hung Cao in Virginia, Nella Domenici in New Mexico, and of course, Carrie Lake in Arizona. We must elect an America First Senate majority that will stand with President Donald J. Trump. But look, right now, the left-wing billionaires are massively outspending us. That's what's keeping me up at night. And we need your help. You can go to Senate24.com. Senate24.com today. Help us fight back. Because together, we're going to win back the Senate. We're going to grab that gavel out of Schumer's hands. We're going to deliver a historic victory for President Trump. And we're going to make America great again. God bless you.
Beat up
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the chairman of the National Republican Congressional Committee, Congressman Richard Hudson of North Carolina.
My name is Richard Hudson, and I'm a congressman from North Carolina. Great to see my North Carolina folks over here. Also want to acknowledge my brilliant, amazing, smoking hot wife, Renee, who worked 4 years in the Trump White House. She's here with us tonight. Love you. I love you too, AJ. I also want to acknowledge my son, Lane, who's at home watching us on TV. And finally, I want to acknowledge God above, who redeemed this center and on Saturday saved President Donald Trump's life. Now, my job as NRCC chairman is to grow the House majority. But in my district of North Carolina, we have the largest military base in the world, Fort Bragg, home of the Airborne and Special Forces. The men and women there, the men and women at Fort Bragg are willing to give their lives for the flag. And if they make that ultimate sacrifice, that same flag accompanies them home on that final journey. They deserve a commander-in-chief who respects them and who honors their service. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump is that commander-in-chief. You see, Donald Trump loves America. He literally embraces the flag. But extreme Democrats, they'll burn it in the streets and on college campuses. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they stand with those flag burners because they want to rule over you. But House Republicans, we stand with President Trump. We stand for America, and we stand up for the flag. Because House Republicans understand we don't rule over you. We work for you. In just the last 2 years, House Republicans have passed an historic border security bill that would lock down Biden's open border. We passed legislation to unleash energy production and lower cost. We passed legislation to remove woke indoctrination from our military. We passed the Parents' Bill of Rights because we think parents ought to make decisions about how their children are educated. And we impeached Biden's failed border chief, Alejandro Mayorkas. But Joe Biden and Chuck Schumer killed those bills and blocked any progress for the American people. For the last 2 years, House Republicans have fought alone. Ladies and gentlemen, we need backup. To save America, we need to grow our majority. And we need President Donald Trump back in the White House. A Republican House is also essential to ensuring Donald Trump's success as our president. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what Nancy Pelosi's protege, Hakeem Jeffries, would do if he was Speaker of the House to undermine Donald Trump? If Democrats control the House, they'll block every tax cut, budget, border bill, and crime bill that he proposes. They'll hold sham investigations and hearings to bog down his agenda. They'll impeach him for doing his job. But we're not going to let that happen. Together, a Republican House and President Donald Trump will preserve the historic Trump tax cuts and eliminate taxes on tips. Together, a Republican House and President Donald Trump will fund the police. We will rebuild our military. We will stand up to Communist China. And ladies and gentlemen, we will finish the wall. A House majority will make Donald Trump's second term even more successful than his first. So let me ask you, let me hear from you. Who can we count on? Who can we count on to return us to unprecedented American prosperity? Who can we count on to stand up to our enemies? Who can we count on for a secure border and safer neighborhoods? Absolutely right. We can count on President Donald Trump. So let's work together. Let's elect President Donald Trump. Let's grow our House Republican majority. Together we can make it happen. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Donald Trump. And God bless America. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome American businesswoman Diane Hendricks.
Good evening. My name is Diane Hendricks. And I'm living proof that the American dream is possible with hard work and determination. I grew up on a dairy farm in Wisconsin. I was one of 9 girls, no boys. I dreamed of moving to the city and wearing a blue suit. But at the age of 17, I became pregnant. That was not part of my plan. But I truly believe that every life is a sacred gift from God. And I give thanks every day for my son. As a single mom, I worked 2 jobs to pay the bills. I found my passion in the field of real estate, which is still my passion. When I met my husband, Ken, he was a roofing contractor, and together we saw an opportunity and a need to develop a distribution chain. And we risked everything we had to start that company. Today, ABC Supply employs over 22,000 Americans. We are the largest roofing distributor in the country. But what's even more important is we are creating these jobs right here in the United States of America. I lost my husband 16 years ago. It was the toughest time in my life. Thank God I had our 7 children to be my support. But I had to decide whether to fight or fold. And I chose to fight. Since then, I've quadrupled the size of our companies, and to my surprise, I was recently just recognized as the most successful self-made woman in American history. So to all of you aspiring entrepreneurs out there, if I can make it, you can make it too. My success story as a teenage mom without a college degree was only possible because I was so blessed to be born in the United States of America. But today, the American dream is under threat. Since Joe Biden and Kamala Harris took over the offices, prices have risen over 20%. Aspiring entrepreneurs can't afford to take out a loan at 7, 10, 15% interest. Regulations have surged, and the administration has proposed $7 trillion in tax increases. I know how hard it is to build a company from nothing. And we need a president who understands that too. We need a builder back in the White House. someone who will cut the job-killing regulations, lower taxes on working families, and give the power back to the American people. In life, it's easy to quit, and it's very hard to win. President Trump is not a quitter. He's a fighter, and I am confident that if we do all of our part, we can and we will win right here in Wisconsin. And he will win for America over the next 4 years. Thank you. God bless you. God bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Diane Evans, volunteer and Republican Executive Committee woman from Palm Beach, Florida.
Hello, Milwaukee. My name is Diane Evans. I'm a volunteer with more than 1,000 hours working for the Trump campaign since last year. If you told me I'd be here 5 years ago, I'd have said you're crazy. But here I am, and I'm very excited to re-elect Donald Trump as President of the United States this November. I've never spoken at a convention before. I've never used a teleprompter before. But I figure if Joe Biden can, I can manage all right. I'm pretty new to politics. I voted my whole life, but I've never got involved as a volunteer. I was busy raising my family, spending time with my husband, starting a small business, and walking the dog. Moms are busy people. When it came to politics, I always figured let everybody else take care of it. But then the 2020 election happened. After that, you better believe I got involved. I joined my local Republican Executive Committee, and when Trump headquarters asked for a volunteer to help with office staff, I started showing up whenever they needed me, or if they didn't need me, I showed up anyway. I showed up once a week and did little things like refilling coffee creamers, anything that they needed, even taking out the garbage. And now I'm helping to take out the garbage at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. As long as I can remember, these politicians have said what they think we want to hear, then they do just what the hell they want. And Joe Biden has been the worst offender for the last 50 years. President Trump is different. I knew he would get things done for the American people, and he did. He isn't part of the swamp. He's going to drain the swamp. The Democrats are going to do everything in their power to stop him. We can't rest for a minute. If you're not sure how to get involved, reach out to your local Republican Party. And most important, get out and vote Republican on November 5th. Tell 20 people to tell 20 people to vote. That's how we can get our landslide. And they can't cheat or rig their way out of a landslide. I know that together we can win. We can all take out the garbage in Washington, D.C. And we can make America great again. God bless President Trump. And God bless Team Trump. And thank you so much. I'll see you all out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 25th Administrator of the United States Small Business Administration, Linda McMahon.
Thank you. Well, hello, Milwaukee, and good evening, America. Let me take 1 second to say hello to my fellow delegates from Connecticut. My name is Linda McMahon, and I am the chair of the America First Policy Institute. I'm perhaps one of the few people who's been privileged to call Donald Trump a colleague and a boss, but he's also a friend. Let me share a little story that's probably not the typical Donald Trump story. I had a meeting scheduled with him at Mar-a-Lago, and as he welcomed me, his little 4-year-old granddaughter ran up to him. He scooped her up with delight and asked her, "Who's the most beautiful girl in the world?" And she said, "Me." Then he asked, "And who do you love the most in the world?" And she said, "You, Grandpa." And he kissed her on both cheeks. Then she whisked off his hat and mussed his hair. And he smiled with the love that only a grandfather could have given. I first met Donald Trump when I was the CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment. For fun, he became part of some of the most compelling and highest rated storylines in the company's history. And when he became president, I was honored to serve in his cabinet running the Small Business Administration. I traveled the country talking to business owners and job creators. They knew they had a president who understood them and fought for them. He knew that small businesses are the engine of the American economy, and the Trump tax cuts proved to be like rocket fuel for them. Almost every business owner I spoke with was using their tax savings to grow their businesses. And ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. economy was flourishing. But at no moment during my time in the government was more poignant for me than one that happened in 2018. I traveled with the president to view the destruction which Hurricane Florence had levied on my hometown of New Bern, North Carolina. I stepped off of Air Force One and walked side by side with the President of the United States through the hangar where my father had been a shop foreman and my mom had been a budget analyst. I watched Donald Trump walk through neighborhoods of my childhood, comforting those who had suffered such great damages. Because he was a builder, he talked to them about what it would take to rebuild, what kind of materials they should use. And he didn't just show a personal interest, he was one of them. But now Joe Biden and the Democrats want to penalize small businesses again by hiking their taxes. But when he's reelected, Donald Trump will make those tax cuts permanent. And he will also offer new tax cuts like no taxes on tips. Instead of taxing American companies, Donald Trump put tariffs on China that raised billions of dollars and protected American industries. And if reelected, he'll do it again. President Trump is a job creator and the best friend American workers have ever had in the White House. He is a champion of the forgotten men and women, as I have experienced firsthand. But the media doesn't like to acknowledge that very often. Donald Trump is not only a fighter, ladies and gentlemen, he is a good man. He has the heart of a lion and the soul of a warrior. And I believe that if necessary, he would stand at the gates of hell to defend our country. He loves this country, and he would do anything to defend it and to protect us from all harm. I am confident that he will make America great again. And why? Because he did it before. So I ask all of you here tonight, and those of you who are watching from home, to re-elect Donald J. Trump as the 47th President of the United States. Thank you, and good night.
Everywhere you look, the Trump economy crushes the Biden economy. Gas prices, they were low under President Trump, then skyrocketed under Biden. And credit card fees have increased 50% under Biden. Grocery store prices, everything from meats and vegetables to apples, now astronomical under Biden. Take-home pay, up $6,000 under President Trump. Under Biden, Americans' income has gone down 3 straight years. Mortgage rates, they were low under President Trump. Now they're punishing under Biden. And personal and retirement investments, up 40% under Trump. Under Biden, your investments fell, along with other things. President Trump, he'll make America's economy strong again.
Since you were 17. All the time I've known you, I still don't know what you mean. The weekend at the college didn't turn out like you planned. The things that pass for knowledge I can't understand. Are you reeling in the years? Storing away the time. Are you gathering up the tears? Have you had enough of mine? Are you reeling in the years? Spent a lot of time. The trip we made to Hollywood is just upon my mind. After all the things we've done and seen, you found
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 70th United States Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo.
Good evening. Good evening, my fellow Americans. It's great to be with you. A special shout out to Kansas over there, my good friends from Kansas. You know, I had the incredible privilege to serve as President Trump's CIA director and Secretary of State. It was my greatest honor to work with him every single day to serve you, the American people. Now you all are paying attention, so you know what the Trump administration achieved, but it's worth going through a few of these accomplishments. Let's start with this. There were no new American wars. Our border, our southern border, closed. It may seem like a long time ago, but when we took office, there were people's heads being cut off at the beaches. We destroyed ISIS and its caliphate. And you know, here's another fun fact. We never lost our Secretary of Defense for 2 weeks either. You'll remember, for those 4 years, the evil of Vladimir Putin was held at bay. When we walked out, January of 2021, the Iranian regime was afraid, and the people of Israel were strong and secure, and we treated them like the friend and ally that they need to be. Everywhere we went, religious freedom was protected. We held 3 summits in North Korea, and North Korea was quieted. We'd begun an honorable exit from Afghanistan. And not a single Chinese spy balloon flew across the United States of America. 4 years. Had I been the Secretary of State and a Chinese spy balloon flew across our country, I would have been the former Secretary of State, and rightfully so. You know, under President Trump, the Chinese Communist Party, which to this day presents the greatest threat to our nation from outside of our country, we confronted it like never before. Look, ladies and gentlemen, in short, we put America first every single day. "42 months on, what has Joe Biden and Kamala Harris done? And their leftist handlers, what have they delivered to us for security and prosperity? Almost nothing. Let's start with this. You saw some of them last night. 13 new Gold Star families from Afghanistan. As an Army veteran, I want to speak to everybody who served in Afghanistan. I'm disgusted by the Biden administration's incompetent pullout from that country. To those of you who served there, know this. Know that your service was honorable, that you saved American lives, and that the Pompeos love and admire you for what you did for America. Thank you, and God bless each and every one of you. Every one of you has served in uniform, and the families of those, you deserve a president who will not check his watch while he is honoring our fallen brothers and sisters. It was indecent. And of course, it was that very weakness we saw in Afghanistan that prompted Putin's butchery in Ukraine. Last week, we saw what it meant. A children's hospital bombed, innocents killed. It did not have to be. And now, of course, a second war in Gaza. President Biden won't even talk about the fact that Americans are still being held there by the Iranian regime. Contrast that with what we did when Americans were wrongfully held. President Trump sent me to North Korea to bring home 3 American pastors. We brought them home. Along with dozens of other hostages, and we did so without paying one single penny to the terrorists. And what about Iran today? When Joe Biden eased up on President Trump's maximum pressure campaign, we gave money to the Ayatollah so he could cut more checks to the genocidal maniacs who conducted barbaric attacks in Israel. And now, of course, closer to home, a massive national security challenge. Our southern border is a welcome mat. It's a welcome mat for Islamist terrorists, drug dealers, Chinese spies, and violent criminals. Ladies and gentlemen, President Biden sold out our citizens and our security and our sovereignty, and we need to get it back, and I am confident that we will get it back. I had this incredible privilege to serve as your top diplomat. I saw how the world always looks to our nation as the unrivaled example of what a free society should look like. But unfortunately, President Biden struts the global stage. Maybe I should say he shuffles the global stage. He talks a big game about American values. But what's he done at home? What's he shown the world? What have he and his leftist base actually shown other nations? He's censored free speech here at home. He's put woke into the military that I and you so desperately love. We must reclaim it. He put it in our schools as well. He's weaponized the justice system against our political opponents. And even to this day, as we sit here today, he and Vice President Harris are providing appeasement to the pro-Hamas radicals on our streets here inside the United States. And even worse, today this administration treats illegals better than our own citizens. That is indecent. And the entire administration has failed to tell us the truth that we all know and is so dangerous to our nation. The truth that Joe Biden can't handle that 3 a.m. phone call. Indeed, he won't take a phone call after about 4 p.m. My call to you tonight is really straightforward. It's really simple. We can't trust the Biden administration, and that means we have work to do to uphold American values. It is up to those of us in the room tonight and those of you watching tonight. Donald Trump will every day, I saw it firsthand, he will put America first. So let's do what's right and what's important. Let's elect a president who isn't ashamed of our nation and will never apologize for our country. And when we do, we will put a strong America First leader back in the White House. We'll re-elect Donald J. Trump, and we will make America special, exceptional, and of course, great again. Thank you. God bless you. God bless our veterans and the United States of America. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Pastor Lorenzo Sewell from Michigan.
My name is Pastor Lorenzo Sewell. I have the honor and the privilege of being the senior pastor at 180 Church. And we were blessed last month to have President Donald Trump come to Detroit, Michigan. Let's go! Can you imagine it? Can you imagine President Donald Trump coming to a city and calling a pastor like me, a pastor who was born and raised on the east side of Detroit, I was mentored by murderers. I was a student of the street. But I had a radical experience with Jesus Christ that changed my life forever. Come on, if you believe that Jesus still changed lives, come on, put your hands together and give our great God great glory. President Trump came to a church that is in a Democratic stronghold. He came to a church to listen to average, everyday Americans like you and like me. He came to a church not to speak to us, but to listen to us. He came into a church, and a lot of people, they were upset. A lot of people, they would ask me questions. Why would you allow Donald Trump to come into your church? How many know that the Bible says we are all sinners and we all need the grace of God? How many know that the Bible says, he who has not sinned, let him cast the first stone? President Donald Trump, he came during his birthday weekend. Let me ask you a question. Grand old party, what would you do for your birthday if you were worth $6.7 billion? What would you do for your birthday? Would you come to Detroit? Would you come into the hood? He came to the hood because he cares about average, everyday Americans. Grand old party, I need to ask you a question. What would you ask for your birthday? If you could go to Mar-a-Lago or if you could go to New York, what would you ask for your birthday? He asked for prayer. I believe that prayer is preventative and prayer is proactive. I believe that praying in the name of Jesus changes everything. And when we prayed for President Trump, only God knew that 30 days later, there would be a miracle by a millimeter. Only God knew that if we prayed for him during his birthday, there would be a miracle by a millimeter. If President Trump had moved 1 millimeter, he wouldn't have been here on Monday to talk to us about how America was going to be made wealthy again. If President Donald Trump would have moved just a millimeter, he wouldn't have been here on Tuesday to talk about how he was going to make America secure again. If President Donald Trump would have moved just a millimeter, he wouldn't have been here on Wednesday to tell us how he was going to make America strong again. And if President Trump would have moved just a millimeter, we would not be hearing tonight how he was going to make America great again. Before I take my seat, I just got to talk to you about something called providence and something called sovereignty. God's sovereignty is his ability to be able to do what he wants when he wants because he's God. And God's providence, it's when he does what he wants, when he wants for all of you. Did you know that President Trump was shot on 6/11? And do you know that Ephesians chapter number 6, verse number 11 says, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. To all my Democrat friends, I want to ask you one question. Do you know anybody that was the 45th president? He was convicted of 34 accounts. He raised $53 million in 24 hours and could be the 47th president of the United States in America. And he was shot one time. Do you know anybody like that? To all my friends back in Detroit who are Democrats, I want to ask you just one simple question. You can't deny the power of God on this man's life. You can't deny that God protected him. You cannot deny that it was a millimeter miracle that was able to save this man's life. Could it be that Jesus Christ preserved him for such a time as this? Could it be? Could it be that when we prayed for him when he came to the round table in Detroit, that Jesus asked and he received, that we sought him and then he found protection? Could it be that the King of glory, the Lord God strong and mighty, the God who is mighty in battle, protected Donald Trump because he wants to use him for such a time as this? If you believe that, come on, put your hands together and give our great God great glory.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next President of the United States, President Donald J. Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome John Neaporte from Florida.
It's an honor to be here this evening. I'm the PGA head golf professional at Trump International Golf Club in Palm Beach, Florida. We all know that President Trump loves his family because we see that. And we all know that President Trump is willing to die for our country because we just witnessed that. But what I'm here to tell you tonight is that Donald Trump is a great boss and one hell of a golfer. At our club championship in March, I watched President Trump hit a perfect 210-yard 4-iron to within 10 feet of the hole. Yep. He needed to sink that putt to win. Do you think he sank it? You better believe you sunk that putt. Donald Trump, 21 club championships. Joe Biden, 0. For non-golfers out there, that's a pretty good record. That's real good. That's not good, that's great. 25 years ago, I was working multiple jobs. And one of those jobs was caddying at Trump International. And that's where I met Mr. Trump. My caddy job eventually would turn into a full-time job. One day, I was out caddying for Mr. Trump when he mentioned to me that he needed to find a teaching pro. He knew I could play, so he said, tomorrow, dress like a golf pro and come out and play golf with me. So in true Mr. Trump fashion, on the first tee the next day, he tees up his ball, whacks it right down the middle of the fairway. And I turned to him and I said, hey, I'm pretty nervous. And he said, John, you just relax and play your game. And it was great advice, because after 9 holes, he turned to me and he said, I've seen enough. You've got the job. Thank you. Later, I went on to become the head golf professional, and I'll never forget that moment with Mr. Trump. He truly changed my life. That's who Donald Trump is. For 25 years, I've seen his generosity and his remarkable character firsthand. His entire family reflects these values as well. With all the hate the president gets, I think to myself, how can someone go through all this? He could have chosen a quiet life. He could have played more golf. But he cares so deeply about America and our people. He just keeps working, and he does it for us. Now it's our turn to support him. So let's help him. Let's hear it. Make America great. Thank you, President Trump, for believing in me and in our country. As much as I'll miss him in the White House or in the clubhouse, we need to vote him back in the White House. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Zach Witkoff from New York.
Good evening, Milwaukee. I'm Zach Witkoff. I am deeply honored to stand before you tonight and introduce my father. This moment holds special significance as I'm about to become a father myself. Thank you. The nation my son is born into in December will be shaped by the choice we make this November. I saw my father's remarkable journey from relying on a small loan to becoming one of the country's most successful developers. He showed me that success comes from hard work, not handouts. When I joined his business, I started at the bottom, literally, handling plumbing jobs and repairing sewage lines late at night in New York City. That's how he started too. I vividly recall him spending New Year's Eve fixing a broken sewage tank with a bear of a man named Shecky. You see, they couldn't afford to call in a crew. They were the crew. Years later, Shecky was still by my dad's side, and he became my first boss. He once told me he would run through a wall for my dad because my dad never asked him to do anything that he wouldn't do himself. And that's exactly how my family feels about our dear friend, President Donald J. Trump. We have seen him stand shoulder to shoulder with the American people, time and again, even when it wasn't easy, even when he could be doing something else. Even after getting hit by live sniper fire, he stood with us, my fellow Americans, and that is why we stand with him. And you know what? He makes it fun, too. President Trump and the First Lady were the guests of honor at my wedding at the beautiful Mar-a-Lago Club. The president tore up the dance floor until 3 in the morning with his signature moves. You guys know those moves. The essence of what my dad taught me: hard work, unwavering loyalty, and perseverance. That is the essence of Donald Trump. As long as we stand united with President Trump, it will remain the essence of the nation that my son and all of our children grow up in. God bless America, God bless Donald Trump, and God bless the greatest nation on earth, the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to present my father, Stephen Witkoff.
Good evening, everybody. That song that you just heard was American Trilogy by Elvis. It was playing for a reason. A lot of people don't know this about my dear friend, President Trump, but he's a big music guy. And he's got a playlist, and he's the DJ wherever he goes. See, I stand before you tonight not just as a speaker, not just as someone who came up as a builder with the president in the world of real estate, but as someone who has had the profound privilege of calling President Donald J. Trump a true and dear friend for many, many years in good times and bad times. And of all the songs he has shared with me over the years, that is the song that best captures him, especially those words, "His truth is marching on." I thought of that song after my dear friend was shot a few days ago. I gave him a call. I expected to leave him a voicemail, so it surprised me when he answered the phone. His first words surprised me as well. He'd just come within an inch of his own life ending, but he picked up the phone and said, "Hi, Steve. I'm really glad you called. How are you? How are your kids?" It surprised me, but it shouldn't have. I know this man very well. President Trump is as kind and compassionate a man as I've ever met in my lifetime. I've seen the truth of President Trump, and it marches on with me tonight. I know that many here and watching at home have felt that kind of a connection with the president. It's real. I have never seen him refuse a question from somebody, decline a photo, or ignore someone's story or concerns. Everyone he meets gets a family member's embrace from him. I have felt that warmth so many times over the years. Just last week, I told the president about a moment I had with his 3 sons and how impressed I was with them. He looked at me with a wistful smile, blowing a kiss, and it was a special moment between us as fathers. When my dad fell gravely ill, President Trump didn't just send a note. He didn't just offer words of comfort. He showed up as he always does. He was there, treating my parents with kindness and respect. Including my mom, who's 91 and here tonight dressed in red and is going to be voting for the president. Many Americans have only witnessed his leadership on TV, but I have seen his humanity in the quiet moments, away from the spotlight, in hospital rooms he didn't have to be in, where his presence brought real solace in a dark hour for my family and many other families. That's who he is. When times are really tough, when he's got everything to lose and nothing to gain, Donald Trump shows up and he's there for you. Thank you. When I lost my boy Andrew to an opioid overdose, the pain was unbearable. But as usual, Donald Trump showed up. After he became the President Trump, even amid all the responsibilities of his office, he reached out and invited me to speak about Andrew at a conference on opioids hosted by the First Lady, providing a platform to honor my son's memory. And when the day of the conference came, he went out of his way that day to come and put his hand on my shoulder and say, "Steve," as he led me up to the lectern, "tell the world about your boy." My boy was the best of us. Where we lived in New York City, a Trump building, 502 Park Avenue, there were 12 homeless people who stayed outside by the church next to the property. My son got to know them all. He fed them every evening. He became their friend. When he passed away, all 12 came to his funeral. He and President Trump shared something in common. My boy stood up for people, no matter which side of the train tracks they came from, exactly as the president does for everybody. Standing here today, I still feel my boy's hand on my shoulder. After Andrew passed away, I found myself clinging to my son's memory, even his things. His college ID is in my pocket right now. I wear his ring since he died. And I came today with his watch on. I kept his guitar too, and thought I would keep that guitar forever. But I gave it to my dear friend, Andrew's friend, and fellow music lover, Donald Trump. I wanted President Trump to have something with which to remember my son. President Trump didn't say something nice to me and put it in a closet somewhere. He put it right out front at his Trump International West Palm Beach property, where he and I both see it whenever we walk in and play, and where everyone who walks into that beautiful building sees it as well as an acknowledgement to my boy. A sacred tribute to a true friend who's gone, and a cause that remains opioid abuse. Thank you. Standing here today with my boy's hand on my shoulder, I know I'll never hear his music again. His mom and I can only hear the chords of memory now, and we will always hear them. But I know my dear friend, President Trump, hears them too. You don't see this man's reverence, his steady loyalty, his true empathy in the TV coverage. But this is the truth about President Trump, the man I have come to know and admire and love, a man whose truth is marching on. It is a dark hour for America, but there's nobody I trust more in this moment than this man. A man who in the darkest hours shows up, listens, cares, and always acts. The kind of man we need now to be the 47th President of the United States. Thank you. May God bless you all. May God bless President Trump and his extraordinary wife and his wonderful family. And may God bless America. Thank you so much.
From the very first day that we take back the White House from crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of our country, I believe that we're going to have 4 of the greatest years in the history of our country. I will, once and for all, secure our elections. We're going to go to paper ballots. We're going to have same-day voting, voter ID. We're going to do it properly. We're going to have good, secure, beautiful elections. We never want what happened in 2020 to happen again. But until then, Republicans must win. And we must use every appropriate tool available to beat the Democrats. They are destroying our country. Whether you vote early, absentee, by mail, or in person, we are going to protect the vote. That's the most important thing we have to do, is protect the vote. Keep your eyes open, because these people want to cheat, and they do cheat. And frankly, it's the only thing they do well. We will make sure your ballot is secure and your voice is heard. Many Republicans like to vote on Election Day, and we must swamp the radical Democrats with massive turnout on Tuesday, November 5th. The way you win is to swamp them. If we swamp them, they can't cheat. It just doesn't work out. But if you can't make it, you need to make a plan, register, and vote any way possible. We got to get your vote. So with your vote, we will win a victory the likes of which no one has ever seen before. We will evict crooked Joe Biden from the White House, and we will take back our country on November 5th, 2024, the most important day in the history of our country. That's what it's going to go down as. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome attorney and senior advisor for President Donald J. Trump, Alina Habba.
Good evening, America. My name is Alina Habba, and I have had the great privilege of representing President Donald J. Trump. Now, I know you're all used to hearing me shouting outside a courthouse, but tonight, I want to take you behind the law and behind the headlines and share with you a side of President Trump that reveals his character, his kindness, and his commitment to saving this great country. As a devout Catholic, a proud first-generation Arab-American woman, and a feisty Jersey girl who is fed up with far-left corruption in Washington. President Trump championed my journey, empowering me to be who I became today. His unwavering support not only shaped my career, but has inspired other young women with big dreams. President Trump loves this country. He does. And he lifts up those around him. To my children, Luke, Chloe, and Parker, he's the man with one heck of a golf swing that lets them ride in a golf cart with some of the world's most famous golfers so they feel included in mom's job. And by the way, he can kick some of those guys' butts. Ken. To my husband, whose family members have survived the Holocaust, he is a champion of the Jewish faith. To my Iraqi parents, he is a mentor to their daughter. But to me, he is my friend. Not too long ago, a supporter shouted, "God bless you and President Trump," in the middle of Manhattan after one of our trials. Little did that man know that I was on the phone with the president himself. And he immediately asked me to pause, give the man my phone, and spent time speaking to him and thanking him for his support. Despite the lawfare and the politics, President Trump loves the American people and he loves this country. For decades, the Trump Organization transformed skylines and created thousands of jobs. His buildings and businesses are a testament to his commitment to excellence and his drive to turn dreams into reality. But his greatest construction project was yet to come. The left has tried to demolish President Trump, but there is no bulldozer big enough or strong enough to remove the legacy that he has built or the future he is creating. As the 45th President of the United States, Donald Trump built a legacy of putting America first And as the 47th president, he will build America stronger than ever for we, the people. As we stand on the brink of a new chapter in America's story, I am reminded of the country my family fled 4 decades ago. A place marked by religious persecution, oppression, and a lack of freedom. They came here because America is a beacon of liberty and opportunity. It is now our duty to protect the values that define us and keep this the greatest nation on earth. Amen. That's right. Every attack on President Trump only strengthens our movement. The left's madness is only a sign of desperation. Sham indictments and baseless allegations will not deter us. Because the only crime President Trump has committed is loving America. And America, we are winning. Outside of his family and our country, President Trump also has another love: music. A few years ago, he wanted me to hear a new song he had selected for an upcoming rally. I could hear it blaring in the background at Mar-a-Lago. He landed on a song called "Hold On, I'm Coming." America, we no longer have to hold on. We just have to show up. So if you're ready to end the Democrat destruction, and if you're eager to unleash the best America has to offer, then let's send Donald Trump and J.D. Vance to the White House in November. The future of America and the world is bright, and it begins with the unwavering spirit of each and every one of us. Because of the resilience and the leadership of my friend, President Donald J. Trump. So let us not forget that President Trump did not just take a bullet in Butler, Pennsylvania. He has and will continue to take them for each and every one of us. God bless President Trump. God bless you all. And God bless the United States of America.
Please welcome President Ronald Reagan, who has a few questions for you.
All of you will go to the polls, will stand there in the polling place and make a decision. I think when you make that decision, it might be well if you would ask yourself, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? Is it easier for you to go and buy things in the stores than it was 4 years ago? Is there more or less unemployment in the country than there was 4 years ago? Is America as respected throughout the world as it was? Do you feel that our security is as safe, that we're as strong as we were 4 years ago? If you don't think that this course that we've been on for the last 4 years is what you would like to see us follow for the next 4, then I could suggest another choice that you have.
President Trump. He'll make America great again.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome journalist, author, and American citizen, Tucker Carlson.
So fun! Thank you! Oh, this is wild. Thank you! I've been... Good to see you. Thank you. I feel like I know about half the people in the room. This is wild. What are you doing? Justin Wells. Thank you, guys. Okay. Can I just say, Peter Navarro is back. Welcome to Peter Navarro. Suffering the fate that has happened to so many who are friends with Donald Trump. Thank you for having me. I have been to many conventions. I have never been to a more fun convention or a convention with better vibes. They literally let Navarro out of prison. First of all, thank you. This feels a lot different from what I thought it was going to feel like. I can't hear you, but I know it's something good. So, I watched the video of what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania about 50 times. I think I was one of about 8 billion people around the world who watched it. And the more I watched it, the more it struck me that everything was different after that moment. Everything. And this convention is different. The nation is different. The world is different. Donald Trump is different. When he stood up after being shot in the face, bloodied, and put his hand up, I thought at that moment, that was a transformation. This was no longer a man. Well, I think that. I think it was divine intervention. But the effect that it had on Donald Trump, he was no longer just a political party's nominee or a former president or a future president. This was the leader of a nation. And I think there's a difference. I've spent most of my life in Washington where the president is at the top of the pyramid. Everyone wants to be the president. But if you think about it, the presidency comes with great power, obviously. But if you think about it, that is a title that is bestowed by a process of some sort that can be subverted. And in the end, it does not confer by itself, as no title does, legitimacy. Just because you call yourself the president doesn't mean that much inherently. I can call my dog the CEO of Hewlett-Packard. It doesn't mean she is. It's true. And you hate to say it, but it is also true, as a fact, that you could take, a mannequin, a dead person, and make him president. No, you could. You could. I'm just saying theoretically possible. With enough cheating, that could happen. But being a leader is very different. It's not a title. It's organic. You can't name someone a leader. A leader is the bravest man. That's who the leader is. That is true in all human organizations. This is a law of nature. And in that moment, Donald Trump, months before the presidential election, became the leader of this nation. That was the most obvious to me. And I have to say, you know, I think it changed him. He reached out to Trump within hours of it that night. And what he said to me that night, having just been shot in the face, he said not a single word about himself. He said only how amazed he was and how proud he was of the crowd, which didn't run. And I thought two things. The first thing I thought was, well, of course they didn't run. His courage gave them heart. A leader's courage gives courage to his people. And the second thing I thought was, this is the selfish guy I've been hearing about for 9 years? Really? Not a word about himself? About his people, period. And the second thing I noticed, which I don't think anyone has remarked upon in public, but I'm just going to since I don't have a script, like why not, is that he turned down the most obvious opportunity in politics to inflame the nation after being shot. To inflame the nation, which is an opportunity that almost every other politician I've ever met, and certainly his opponents, would have taken instantly. And they would have said, well, what is this? How did he get shot? Like, how did this happen? And those are real questions that we have to get to the bottom of. But in the moments, the days, the week after the shooting, he did not say that. He did his best to bring the country together. And I thought, this is the divisive figure, this is the irresponsible person. No. This is the most responsible, unifying behavior of a leader I think I've ever seen. So the question is, where is he leading us? And I could go on for hours, but let me just sum it up. I do think the entire point from the famous escalator ride 9 years ago until today of Donald Trump's public life has been to remind us of one fact, which is a leader's duty is to his people, to his country, and to no other. That's the point. That's the only point. And another word for this is democracy. Democracy, in case you're a little sick of being beaten in the face with democracy on television, actual democracy is the proposition that the citizens of a country own that country. They're not renters, they're not serfs, they're not slaves, they are the owners of the country. And for that to be true, their leaders have to represent them, which is another way of saying they have to do what the people want them to do, or a close approximation thereof. But if they completely ignore what people want, not just 1 year, but generationally, say for 50 years, then it may be, I don't know what, it's not a democracy. And so I think the entire Trump project, paradoxically, he's attacked as an enemy of democracy, is to return democracy to the United States. Hey, let's pay attention to what people actually want. And the lack of interest in that question in Washington is something that ultimately drove me out of the city after 35 years. Lawmakers stepping over the prostrate bodies of their fellow citizens ODing on drugs to go cast votes to send money to some foreign country. Yeah, actually, we've lost more Americans from drugs in the past 4 years than we lost in World War II. Yeah. Our bloodiest war, more than we lost in World War II. Does anybody care? It is pathetic. It is pathetic. And do you hear a single word from Washington about doing anything about it? We know where the drugs are coming from. We know the supply routes. The U.S. military spent billions bombing the Ho Chi Minh Trail. You don't see our commander-in-chief suggesting that we use our military to protect our country or the lives of its citizens. No. That's for Ukraine. And it's too much, actually. It's too insulting. It's too insulting. It's a middle finger in the face of every American. It's a very clear statement, which is unmistakable. And that is, we don't care about you. And Donald Trump, whatever you say about him, and I think he's a wonderful person. I know him well. By the way, the funniest person I've ever met in my life, actually. You can't be funny without perspective. Or without empathy, which is true. But everything else about Trump aside, he actually cares. Because he's interested in the people who live here, because that's his job. A father's job, his duty is to his family. An officer's duty is to his men. A president's duty is to his citizens. And he seems to be the only one who thinks that. And in his choice for vice president, J.D. Vance, he's made that really clear. J.D. Vance, I'll say this about him, is a thoroughly decent man, and I'll just admit it, a friend of mine, one of the very few politicians in Washington who actually is very close to his own wife, which is wonderful to see. And she's wonderful, actually. But J.D. Vance has views that are closer to Trump's voters than anyone else in Washington in office. Therefore, he's the vice president. That's called democracy. So I will stop on just one point, and that is what's happened over the past month since the debate, and particularly on Saturday in Butler. I think a lot of people are wondering, what is this? This doesn't look like politics. Something bigger is going on here. I think even people who don't believe in God are beginning to think, well, maybe there's something to this, actually. And I'm starting to think it's going to be okay, actually. I do think that. In the day after the midterm elections in 2018, Antifa came to my house. The Democratic Party's militia, okay? I was at work. It was obvious when I was at work because it was public. My wife was home alone. They tried to come in through the front door. They terrorized her. She hid in our pantry. It was on television. It was horrible, actually. It was, I mean, I'm not whining about it. I wasn't getting shot in the face, but it wrecked our day. And the next morning, we're lying in bed, and the phone rings for my wife, and it's Donald Trump, who's not like a regular text buddy of Donald Trump's. She picks it up. Hello? Susie, it's Donald Trump. And it's coming through. I could hear it. You know, I'm lying in bed. Whoa. And the first thing he says is, I'm going to stand guard outside your house. And she goes, oh, that's so nice. And he says, I'll never forget this as long as I live. He says, you know, there's a lot of hate out there. And she said, you know, there is, Mr. President. And then he says, but there's a lot of love. There's a lot of love. And we are seeing that love. I don't think it's human love. And I'll just stop with this. I'm not always convinced that I'm on the right side. I've been on the wrong side many times. You'll never hear me say, I'm on God's side, or God's with me, or even I'm with God. I want to be. Not sure I am. But I will say this unequivocally and conclusively. God is among us right now. And I think that's enough. God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Golf General Manager, Trump National Doral, Carrie Tomasco Ruiz.
I'm not sure how I follow Tucker, but I'm going to give it a go. Good evening, everyone. My name is Carrie Ruiz, and like some people on this stage this evening, I am not a politician. I am not a public figure. I'm a mom of 3 and a woman of faith who's been fortunate to work side by side with Donald Trump and his amazing family. "12 years ago, the Trump Organization purchased the iconic Doral Golf Resort after so many companies tried and failed to create a world-class golf experience, all while turning a profit. With his keen eye for business and uncanny ability to make things better, Donald Trump got to work. He poured hundreds of millions of dollars and his own sweat and tears into the property. He had a hand in virtually everything, and no detail was too small. He didn't just change the carpet or apply a fresh coat of paint. He stripped this legendary resort to its core and rebuilt it the right way. He did the hardest things to make it great again. He also built up the resort's people. Thank you, boss. He empowered us. He listened to us, all of us, and he still does. No matter your role, he asks questions. He wants different opinions. He never demands more of us than he is willing to give. He is as generous as he is brave. And to those who work for him, he provides unwavering support. When he promoted me to the resort's golf general manager position, it was an out-of-the-box choice in a historically male-dominated industry. I am not a golf professional. I cannot break 90 yet. But none of that mattered to President Trump. He looks at things differently. He welcomes the unconventional. And I am proud to be among the countless women he's promoted to leadership positions. I might add, he did it all while no one was looking. The simple truth is, no one can match President Trump's vision and unrelenting drive to make things better. He did it at Doral. He did it as president. He will do it again. May God continue to bless President Trump, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
This is the final battle. With you at my side, we will demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will drive out the globalists. We will cast out the communists, Marxists, and fascists. We will throw off the sick political class that hates our country. We will rout the fake news media, and we will liberate America from these villains once and for all.
You know what I'm talking about? Just let me know if you want to go to that home out on the Grange. They got a lot of nice girls out there. To get yourself in. Well, I hear it's fine. You got the time. Well, I might be mistaken.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Advocate for Safe Schools, Annette Albright from North Carolina.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good evening. My name is Annette Albright. I grew up in the small town of Mount Airy, North Carolina. North Carolina! Like my parents and my grandparents, I was a lifelong member of the Democrat Party. Don't worry, the story gets better from here. After completing a degree in criminal justice, I started a career working with the North Carolina Department of Corrections. I left my job in the criminal justice system to work for Charlotte-Mecklenburg School District to engage our youth before they got stuck in the system. It didn't take long for me to realize that public schools are a part of the problem. Sadly, too many of our schools are more like prisons than places of learning. That must change. In one public high school, I witnessed a full-blown riot. I saw many violent altercations between students and physical attacks on staff. During my 14 years working with the Department of Public Safety, offenders never laid a hand on me. Yet, I was violently assaulted by a group of students in a public high school. The uptick in school violence was related to an Obama-Biden policy that directed schools to reduce suspension rates and keep dangerous students in the classroom. President Trump reversed the Obama policy and put the safety of our kids first. Violence on public school campuses should not be a Democrat issue. It should not be a Republican issue. It is an American people issue. Sadly, I've repeatedly seen that the Democrat Party cares more about appeasing the teachers' union than they do about prioritizing the needs of our kids. They champion safe spaces instead of safe schools. This is completely wrong. Little by little, I began to see the truth. While Democrats spend more money on a broken system, Republicans are empowering parents and fighting for school choice. While Democrats think school resource officers are a threat to our students, Republicans know that they protect our kids. While Democrats won't admit that our schools are failing, Republicans will fix the system and make our schools safe. That's why this year, for the first time in my life, I am registered as a Republican. Thank you. Thank you. And in November, I will proudly cast my vote for Donald J. Trump. Only together we can make America's schools great again. Thank you, and God bless America.